everybody. Welcome to AJS News' video 1 of 2 for today.
But first, a word from our sponsors. Guys, check out how helpful my Rocket Money app is. You see here, you can go through all your reoccurring subscriptions. I got one for Hotworks. I put the account on hold. All of a sudden, it went back up to full instatement. I was paying 9 on hold, and then it went up to 70. Wait, what? I did not do that. But I got the notification from Rocket Money. That's it. This app is free, and that just paid for itself. And this is why you should have this app, because it's constantly monitoring all the things that charges you. You know, it helps you plan your budget.
Yeah, it did the same thing for me. This month, it said, like, hey, your gas bill is way higher than normal. I looked at it. It's like, that's weird. Didn't change anything. Called them up. They're like, oh, yeah, there was a meter reading error. Here's $40 back. It's like, this is such a great thing. You need it.
I caught you.
See, I've been using Rocket Money for a long time. I got the boys into it. I like to stay on top of everything. And look it's beneficial.
It's one of the best things that I've done. It's helped me stay organized. Guys, you got to grab it. It's completely free. If you want to go above and beyond, there are premium features, but it is so helpful for us. Go check it out, rocketmoney.com/angryjoeshow. Click the link below. Get organized. And guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Check it out. Guys, Rocket Money is an app I use every day to stay organized and to see what the heck is charging me stuff. It's been so helpful. It's completely free. Click those links down below. Alex, check it out. Check it out.
It's pretty nice.
The shirts have come in. Hopefully your shirts have come in if you got one from the Madden review. We'll continue to kind of promo these off in the upcoming reviews. Yes! The Black Myth Wukong review is not done yet. To be fair, I am not very good at these games, and you should know that by now. We had Alex help me and Joe through Elden Ring last time, but this time I'm like, nah, I gotta beat this shit. And my dumb ass is like, I'm gonna do it right. And so I've been doing all the secret bosses because Alex told me, like, hey, in order to do all the hidden,
good ending,
to get the good ending. I apologize profusely. It's taken me so long. But you know what? You already know it's a good game. I already know it's a good game. I just want to cover it for, coverage sake and historical sake. Please allow me another week just to finish up my chapters and get the game recorded. We already have some, ideas and parodies that we've got for it that we're filming this week. I'm not sure. Maybe Friday. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But Black Myth Wukong is coming immediately, and
immediately Friday. You heard it here. Quote Angry Joe.
It's coming imminently is what I meant to say. Not immediately, because then because we got other games we're going to cover as well. We're still playing through Space Marine 2, though we're almost done. So come join us on twitch.tv as we finish the operations and that. And there's some new game releases coming out that we want you to know about. 0 Hour, really awesome game. I'm going to put up that video later on today. And some various other games coming out. So we'll catch up because there is a little bit of a lull coming. I mean, I'm not seeing a whole lot of big ones here towards the September and stuff. But then it gets big again with, and really not a whole lot in October. But I think the next big one is COD, Black Ops, which I'm very much looking forward to. So
Veilguard that same week.
Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot about Dragon Age. We'll see how many others.
Character models look so good in that.
That's it. But oddly, I'm seeing a lot of positive feedback. This may be the one people are saying, but it's like, I don't know. That art, we'll see. Anyways, but I am, when you get stuck in a fucking, rut with the bosses, and you can't get out, and I keep going, and I keep getting my ass kicked, and I won't give up, and I refuse to give up, and then I realize, okay, what am I doing? This is stupid. I need to go back, I need to grind, I need to use all the tools available to me.
Respec, maybe?
Yeah, I love the fact that you can respec at any time, because it did help me get past the first one that took me forever, the Yellow Sage. That one took me forever. I had to respec into some mimics, way more powerful mimics. and I had to get the special win. Clear the win to get past that. But yeah, we're past that. So please give us some more patience here. Thank you guys so much. Let others know if people are wondering. They're coming, as well as Space Marine 2, of course. It's Warhammer 40,000. I can't not. Another great game. So 2 really good games. Game of the Year contender. So stay tuned for our scores on that. And yes, thank you. Alex, what the hell else has been going on in gaming news lately?
I really wanted to poop on the Borderlands movie one more time.
You watch it at home. Go.
Oh, I mean, that's letting the Borderlands movie poop on you.
To be fair, this is some of our best shirts ever.
It is. Very
So-
handsome man.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say something.
I won't wear.
Where's yours, or is mine wearing yours?
I literally wore him
'Cause
once.
I think there
I
was
don't
You
ever
got
need-
the underwear.
One downstairs. Anyways, so Rogues Apparel, click the links down below, grab your own shirt, and then when you're having an argument with your friend, you don't even have to say it. You don't even have to say it. You just point to Joe's face, and it's done for you. That's the novelty of the shirt. Plus, it goes to directly supporting us. All right. Sorry, Alex. Go ahead.
The Borderlands movie in its theatrical run made $31 million total.
Oh, I thought you were about to say $31.
So $31 million total. Usually half is what it is actually profit. So about $15 million, which is not very good.
What was the budget of the movie again?
The budget was 155, and distribution costs and marketing was 30. So,
That's real bad. 180, like an Acolyte, and then made 30.
Well, 15 in profit.
Yeah, but you're also including the marketing in there as
Well, at least
well.
the
So
actors
you're
got
ballooning
paid,
the
though.
budget, and then we'll also have to, let's just say what they earned, which was the 31 million, because that's
That was bad.
easier to compare with other things that come out.
Yeah.
Because you're right, that movies take. I mean, theaters themselves, I think, take like 50% of everything.
Yeah,
So.
so they made 15 million, 15.5 is what it says here versus 180.
Yeah, but you're saying, this is 15 million in profit. Well, there's no profit. It's completely gone.
Yeah.
It's a huge loss. Yeah.
Yeah, they did very poorly. And then to continue to shit on Lionsgate, The Crow has finished its theatrical release. 21 million total worldwide and domestic.
Nice.
It made $10 million against a $70 million total budget, including marketing and everything.
Wow. Which one's worse, Crow or Borderlands? I've already weighed in on that.
I would say The Crow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because and
First
Crow
hour.
made less, and so I'm proven right because it is just
Boring.
so boring, so devoid of any creativity and any spark of inspiration and any life in the performances, and it just takes the original and it butchers it in
Yes.
such a
That's the main
total
reason
and
why.
complete way.
Yeah.
Not to say that Borderlands didn't do that, because it did as well, just not to the insane degree.
Watch both of our movie reviews if you have.
Yes.
So instead of watching these movies, since
Hell yeah.
you weren't going to watch them
bad.
anyway.
Yes, I
Don't
love.
waste your time.
I love when I see comments like, "I have no plans to watch this, but I love you guys covering it because I
person.
get to know." That is a smart person.
So saves them money. Pocket Pair, the developer for Palworld, is not going to turn the game into a live service nightmare, and it's not going to be free to play. They're going to stick with it and say, look, we designed it as a you give us money, we give you a great game with all the features, and not going to string you along for long periods of time.
Well,
I think
that's a
it's
great
Why,
direction.
why were people assuming it would go free to play just because there's not that explosion of players anymore and it shrinks down?
well,
or
they were
something?
saying that if they want to, it would be smart for them to do because they figured
agree.
it would make dirty, filthy money, and they're like, look, that's not how we built the game. It's not the direction we want to go.
Good.
And so this is really, I think this is a good thing. I mean, they made a lot of money. They were very successful. I think they want to have a 1.0 launch that's just as successful. And I think this is how you kind of do gaming right because
Yes.
they made money. They made really good money. They didn't make all of the money for like forever and ever and ever, but they also didn't have to like sell their souls and compromise their art to do so. And I think that's really commendable.
Yes, I agree. You don't want to take advantage or milk the people that you did because I know, and they've said in the past they are working on stuff in the future, and all of that money that they've made, they'd like to make additional games coming up. So. Don't ruin your reputation before they can capitalize off that.
Deadlock's also in the news. It's new tools for policing bad player behavior.
And there's cheaters.
It's unfortunately nothing to actually do with the cheaters. So that's the kind of the big thing in the end is we're not talking about major anti-cheats. We're not talking about any of those other things. They have done is there's going to be a low priority queue. So if you're a naughty player, you get placed in the secondary queue with less likely to match with other players.
That's where Dr. Disrespect goes.
Yeah.
Did you see that other story?
Yeah, all of those things.
He played the game, Joe, and then once everybody on his team realized who it was, they all left. Yeah. He was like the only one.
That's called integrity.
That's integrity.
Integrity. So if you abandon games or you have bad behavior, you're going to be placed in this low priority queue. They're also going to do...
And it's okay. You can deal with the low priority queue. If you leave a Dr. Disrespect game, we will. Yeah. We will. That's the right thing to do.
And then once you do, you play enough games in that queue and you're a good person, you stop being a leaver, and puts you back into the normal queue.
Cool.
Players can also now lose access to things like matchmaking, voice and text chat, pausing, and other things if you're abusing those systems. Okay. But like you mentioned right at the start, one of the big problems that people are having are cheaters, and there's nothing yet to address the cheater problem. And now that the game is the queue is 24/7, it's no longer you can only play between this hour and this hour depending where you are. That's something they need to address. They need to address pretty quickly because more and more videos, more and more clips are getting posted of just wild things, instant killing, DDoSing your opponent, and all these other things. So
they need to address it quick because if they want a competitive scene to kind of form around this, which is what a lot of these types of games love to do, and I don't know if that's Valve's necessarily their thing, but they have done shit in the past. Yeah. So. It would be quite embarrassing for them if their game devolved into a bunch of, hackers and cheaters and just a shit community because of it.
Yeah.
And they certainly got the money.
They got dirty, filthy money. So.
And since you won't want to give us Half-Life 3, then you better spend money on your games. Some bitch. Some bitch.
Left 4 Dead 3.
Left 4 Dead 3, that would have, sure.
Team Fortress 3.
Some bitch.
Damn it. All right. Some bitch. Unity is a company we've talked a lot about.
Not good things.
Not good things.
Not good things.
Sorry.
Exactly. This is a story of a greedy corporation getting their hand caught in the cookie jar. Everyone deciding, hey, you know what? Fuck Unity. I'm going to go to Godot or any other of these things because I refuse to deal with this shitty kind of company. Turns out it was really, really, really bad for their bottom line. So this runtime fee was on every install of a Unity game after it reached a certain point, you would have to pay Unity a per download. Whether you'd already charged that customer or not, and they were going to make a bunch of money. This was something they introduced after the fact, and all of these indie devs and even some larger, AA ones are like, no, this is not. I can't run a business like this, worrying that if I'm more successful later on, that you're going to introduce this large fee. I'll just go elsewhere. Yeah. And a lot of people apparently did because their Q2 numbers. Let me see what they
tanked.
A decrease in revenue between $420 million and $425 million in just 3 months. That's bad. And so the CEO is now doing his best. I'm sorry. The problem with something like this, and I don't know if you are a AA or an indie game dev, they're just going to do it again. All of these companies continue to do stuff like that. They're sorry that they got caught. They're sorry that it affected their bottom line. Yep. But the next opportunity when they realize that their investors and their board of directors are like, hey, we aren't making dirty, filthy money anymore. Let's find another, disastrous way to do it. So some of those open source engines that are much better than they used to be are probably still better for you. But this corporation made a bad decision, and I'm kind of glad they lost a bunch of money.
Yeah, me too. They're trying to make up for it, just so as long as they stay on the straight and narrow like that, keep that going.
Maybe. Do you ever trust them again?
Of course not.
Yeah.
They're gonna get desperate and do something stupid again.
It's all about money, obviously. Yeah. So, this is a Band-Aid in order to make more money.
Yeah. Immortals of Avian developers have found a new home at Rockstar co-founder Dan Houser's Absurd Ventures studio. Immortals of Avian was not a very good game. There were some interesting things that they put into it as far as development goes and gameplay.
You could see some flashes of things here and there.
It was bright. It was colorful. The combat worked. It was just linear and incredibly bad writing. Like really, really average, horrible writing. It's not. You just skip every cutscene because anytime anyone is talking in that game, it's awful.
Yeah, sort of like Rings of Power.
Oh, pretty. But then the mouth starts flapping and just going, no. But so this core team has moved on. I like seeing this just because you make a bad game or you're part of a team that makes a bad game doesn't mean that you have to leave the industry. So it's good seeing these people. Maybe the writers should go do something else.
Yeah, the core team got spun off and they made a new company.
Yeah, Absurd Ventures.
Absurd Ventures?
Yeah, so this Absurd Ventures, it's not a new company. So this is they're joining Absurd Ventures by Rockstar Games co-founder Dan Houser. So he's
making a new thing.
Yeah, so he's had this company since 2021. It's kind of a spin-off thing, but he's like, look, I think you're talented. I'm going to bring them all aboard, and they're going to work on something new. And just, again, hopefully they just hire better writers. Yeah, and then it was horrible. We did a video. You should watch that video, too.
For sure.
Ubisoft is doing some great stuff, and I can't wait to explain
what
some of this stuff is. You can, right now, start logging into XDefiant every day, and they will give you $9 in in-game currency.
I just uninstalled
it.
They're
doing the Hyperscape thing. Kind of. Please
come back.
Play our game, and we'll pay you money
in-game
currency.
Yeah.
To buy these really shitty-looking skins where it turns you into a neon purple-haired lady with a, shaved side of the head and then a Hello Kitty backpack.
Don't piss.
I was about to say, that was a good transaction, like the gerbil in what was it, First Descendant. We liked that little microtransaction,
the little bear, yeah.
But it didn't really sync up with, a desirable microtransaction. Because when XDefiant came out, I played the shit out of it. Yeah, I even put out a review for it and thought it was all right. Serviceable for that little moment in time.
Yes.
And it was free.
But the time
and I was like, I want to give you money. And I looked through their entire store and I said, nope.
Can't give you shit. This stuff's terrible.
This stuff's terrible. Like, how do you have a team that makes this stuff that nobody wants? And nobody's
Ubisoft's entire development team is a team that makes stuff that nobody wants.
Ouch.
Which is why we keep talking about their stock price, which is even lower. XDefiant's been in a massive slide. Their viewership is completely down. We don't have the exact figures of the players, but apparently people are saying it's hard. It takes longer and longer to get matches. It's no longer super quick anymore. Yeah. And you mentioned it was a moment in time. The moment's passed, right? Yes. Call of Duty's about to come out. People are playing the beta. This is them just trying to get people back. And
this is what we predicted.
It's exactly.
And I am proud of myself for predicting this. That by the time Call of Duty comes out, it will be dead, and Call of Duty will be that final nail in the coffin, unless they did something wild. Now, I was hoping that their new faction that had come out was going to be creative and interesting enough to pump up people, and then they would have released another new faction by now. Hasn't happened. The first one wasn't all that interesting. And the microtransactions and the skins and the excitement there was also not there. The battle passes it just sucks. So, and then combined with the matchmaking issue, where they're like, let's do no skill-based matchmaking so that veterans can beat the shit out of new players. And I was like, yeah, that might be great for the veterans, and you're trying to build a community that way. But I think the new players are super important part of the community. They're the ones that kind of more and more come in and allow it to grow so that they become veterans. Nobody wanted to become veterans because the current veterans is smashing everybody. So that blew up in their face.
Yeah, veterans definitely not whales.
And like I said, we did a news story where Activision did a story that said, hey, this skill-based matchmaking method that XDefiant employed it does turn people off, and we're not going to do it like that. We're going to implement skill-based matchmaking because it helps the community.
Yes. Great.
So I guess that was also true.
Let me see if I can give you the
current numbers.
The current stock. I think when we talked last, Ubisoft stock price was near 14. We're down to 11. It just keeps going.
To be fair, though, the Just Dance faction has not come out yet. And as soon as the Just Dance faction comes out for
20?
X Defiant,
Just Dance 20?
I'm back in. Well, it's supposed to be all their properties, right? And they've gone through all their military properties so far, right? Yeah. So the only one that's, I want to see Rabbids. I want to see Just Dance.
Templars.
They could do That would be the closest to kind of serious. I'd come back for it. It's free to play, so I guess they're waiting
It's
for...
better than free to play, Joe, because they will give you $9 to play it.
I guess they're waiting for
But to buy
Call of
what,
Duty
though?
to come out for a new faction?
I think if you do that, your game is dead already. I think you need to have people... they're trying to do it now because they're trying to get people hooked now.
Yeah, but they're going to give you like $10, and what are you going to spend it on? I don't want any.
Yeah,
cool
all of
in
the
there.
stuff. All the stuff.
There's
Is
nothing.
GSK has already come out. It's like, from Siege. It's like, okay, when is the next faction? Let's... Oh, leak hints at Assassin's Creed. This was, though, in May 27th of 2024. Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six, more crossovers. Well, Rainbow Six Siege was GSK.
Pirates.
So there has already been
Get some pirates up in there.
Assassin's Creed.
Instead of grenades, you throw coconuts.
Yes.
When would you release the next expansion here? The next faction?
I mean, if they don't have it ready.
Before Call of Duty or after the Call of Duty release?
After. Get them back a little
December or something, maybe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bring some people back.
Yeah, I think it's dead and dying. It's exactly like Hyperscape, where the last time they offered me money to play one of their games, it disappeared pretty quick after no one wanted to do that.
Okay, wait a minute. So remember they had that really boring roadmap. I remember this really boring roadmap. So everything was so vague. Season 1, faction codename Ruby. And I guess Season 2 is faction codename Buzz. We'll get next.
Buzz.
3 new weapons, 3 new maps, 90-tier battle pass. So I don't know when they plan to do Season 2.
90-tier battle pass.
It's always, it's 90-tier battle passes.
Yeah, I'm not excited
No,
about
like,
passes.
yeah.
And the last story this week, I'm going to talk about more Ubisoft news. So this is a story where there's a lot of moving parts, and there was a lot of verifying and doing as much verifying as you possibly could do.
Wait a minute. Season 2 is set to begin Wednesday, September 24th.
Next week.
This is according to the in-game timer shown on the Season 1 Battle Pass. What to expect in Season 2. 3 new weapons, new faction, codename Buzz. So what I said before. So, right around the corner. So you were wrong, Joe. They're going to release a new faction before Call of Duty, and then the timing, probably Season 3 after Call of Duty in that December time frame that you were saying.
Yeah.
So
I don't think it's going to help them.
And let's all make predictions. So you say Assassin's Creed.
Pirates.
Pirates.
It's not going to be pirates. But
I think
wishful
it's
thinking.
Assassin's Creed, but I want Just Dance.
It would make more sense.
Go ahead.
Rabbits.
So Ubisoft put out a Assassin's Creed World trailer, and it was...
Everyone's loving it.
Yeah, that's what happened in the first 4 hours. So what happened was a bunch of generic-looking... And so everyone started clamoring about it. I had a bunch of people send me a bunch of screenshots. So, look, all of these comments are the most generic comments ever. They look like the PR bots, and we've seen them everywhere. And generic pictures, they're all brand new or brand newish YouTube accounts, all created at roughly around the same time. All of them immediately got 5,000 likes, 5,000 likes, 5,000 likes, 4,900 likes. It's like, what is going on here? Normally people like a comment and they don't just auto-like
that
everything.
many likes.
And so people started doing a little bit digging. They found that, hey, maybe these YouTube comments, they don't look like they're real accounts. So they all look like they're PR things. And then to kind of confirm a little bit everything is all the comments are gone. immediately after a couple hours, either YouTube or Ubisoft themselves went through and deleted all of these fake-looking comments.
Shit, we got caught.
And I mean, you see it all the time.
HBO, dude. They got caught.
HBO's confessed to do it. It looks, in my opinion, and this is only my opinion, it looks like Amazon does it for some of their shows.
Yeah.
Where you see the same post over and over and over, and all the comments are over and over, and all of them have exactly the same amount of upvotes. It's like, come on.
I'd be surprised if they didn't do it with how much money they spent.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy what the bot problem looks like and how some of these things are. So it looks like I think it's not like a Good Samaritan or someone random would do it.
Yeah.
It appears that Ubisoft probably paid their PR people to do it, and they just did such a bad job that it was transparent.
Yes.
So,
yes.
I mean, this is a sign of an absolutely
That's
desperate
fucking
company.
awkward.
Yeah. And they need a hit. I mean, we've been talking.
We're amazing. It's like they're buying their own trophy. It's like, oh, look, check this out. It's like you bought it yourself. It's stupid.
Do you think it'll be a hit? I think it will be at projected. You know, not the hit they need. No. Clearly, not the hit they need. Not the above expectations, but not wildly below expectations. There's a possibility somewhat below, but I think it'll be right at where it's just another average, Assassin's Creed release. But that's not what they need right now.
They need a hit.
They need a hit.
And they were kind of banking on Outlaws, too.
Yes, they were banking on Outlaws to be a hit and this to be a hit. And I think, at best, both of them were going to be average. But as we see now, Outlaws underperforming.
Yeah, way underperforming. And it's looking like this one, I mean, it just depends on what you believe. Like, these kind of comments, you go on and you look up this thing, there's 100 comments, and then they're all like, wow, this game looks amazing. I don't know what the haters are talking about. And then the next one is, wow.
2 thumbs up.
Or it's not wow, it's like, oh, this game is amazing. I don't know what the comments are talking about. It's like they change one word. It's like, you don't know who to believe because there are trolls out there that, that are negative and they're for the sake of being negative. But I think the majority of people look at this kind of thing and go, how many times can you put out an as-expected game and have me be excited for $70 when your competitors, the people who made Sly Cooper, made the best Assassin's Creed game that we've played in the last decade? It's like, this is supposed to be your bread and butter. This is supposed to be your A team. So your other teams are your B, C, F teams. This is supposed to be your A team. And if your A team can't outperform Sucker Punch from 5 years ago, your stock price is going to fall under $10.
So what's up? What's next for? Let's talk about what's next for Ubisoft.
Just Dance.
If it's not,
you said
if it's not the hit that they want it to be, more Assassin's Creed, Beyond Good and Evil 2. Joe, that's on the list just generically forever.
It's coming.
No, it's not.
Do you think it's going to make any money, though? Like, it's development costs, and then it's going to make this much money?
Yes.
A potential Splinter Cell remake, a potential Division 3. But really, they haven't really announced much past this. I think there's like Anno 117, Pax Romana.
Yeah, that was making a ton of money for them.
No, it's and then Assassin's Creed Infinity. Didn't they talk about that?
Infinity live service forever.
Yeah, that's not gonna end.
This is not good.
$10. Yep.
Are they just not announcing anything because they're like, yeah, we just need to put all focus, all hands on deck for Shadows?
I think it's one of the problems with Ubisoft is all the C-level executives have all hands on. I mean,
on deck.
Allegedly, but actually, they got in trouble.
Allegedly.
Yeah, they got in trouble.
Project U, I guess, is I don't know. So that's concerning. If I was working there, I would be a little worried.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with a major company not really sticking within their wheelhouse. Nintendo's been doing it for years. They've been making like the same 10, 15 video games and a couple new titles, but they kill it every single time. Like every time they put out a new one, they're like, wow, they actually are advancing. And Ubisoft just decided that they hit a certain level and they were never going to go beyond that. They were never going to innovate beyond it, and that's why they are the way they are.
Cranking out Assassin's Creed sequels, one right after the other.
Who do you think buys them? The Saudi public fund? Tencent? NetEase?
Tencent.
I mean, Tencent already owns a big chunk of them. And if they
were like, shit, we're losing money on this one. Never mind.
I'll have to look at what year they bought them at, but if they bought them anywhere near $93 and they're down at 11, like that's bad.
Does Sony want to buy them? to compete with Xbox stuff?
I can't imagine. They want to.
It'd be a
Sony
bad
made a mistake.
investment.
Yeah, they bought Bungie and they're losing their ass on that one. I can't imagine they want to.
It's not like the projections and are looking pretty rosy for for Ubisoft, so probably wouldn't be a smart idea.
Their IPs are worth a ton. I can see maybe one of the major Chinese developers just wanting to buy it for the sake of making mobile games. Because you can make filthy money, like a good Assassin's Creed mobile game would probably make good money.
Oh, for sure.
But Ubisoft wants to do Quartz instead, which is still ongoing. They have not canceled the Ubisoft Quartz program.
You got to give them credit. There is no quitting those boys.
There's no
quit for the love of God. Stop
sometimes
no,
there needs to be some
must.
quits. Yeah.
Ain't nobody used Quartz, and I think it is canceled. We covered it. Quartz is canceled.
Is it?
They haven't done anything with it. They've certainly stopped talking about Ubisoft.
It's still
Quartz.
websites live. Things are
How
still like they're still.
Be unique.
Yeah, Quartz is still alive.
Control, play.
Do they have a sale?
I don't know. I don't want to click on any of these things.
I don't want to click on none of it.
Yeah. What is a digit?
Ubisoft
Digits are
announced
exclusive NFTs.
Playable NFTs.
You idiot.
Yeah, Quartz is still live. Quartz will be the thing that saves them. All right, you had tell me about Diablo.
Okay, so
Fix it.
In more depressing news, bad companies being rewarded for bad behavior. Diablo 4 has made over $150 million from microtransactions. Actually, that's quite pathetic.
I was thinking there's a lot more mobile games that do that a couple of months.
Yeah, they do that in a single month or two.
Yeah.
So good. Diablo 4 has made $150 million from microtransactions, and it has achieved $1 billion in lifetime revenue. That is a lot of malfeasance tokens.
Yeah, almost all of that was just from the sale of the game originally.
Yeah, fastest selling game of all time. That's because, the name recognition is huge. Activision, Blizzard had not really put out a big-ass fucking, AAA game in a while. There is a lot of Diablo fans, Alex included. The first expansion, Vessel of Hatred, that's due October 8th. So they're going to continue the story as well as add a new class called the Spiritborn. That's going to specialize in martial arts and spirit animals.
Fuck yeah, martial arts and then get sloth.
Could be a reason to potentially go
That's
back.
a spirit animal.
That would be pretty fun. There's already a spirit animal class. Jungle region, recruitable NPC mercenaries, co-op dungeons.
Mercenaries is the big thing, yeah.
Yeah, more skills for each class. A rune ward system that allows you to create custom skills.
Or
yeah.
You wait until November 15th, which is the day that Path of Exile 2 Early Access begins, and instead of giving those fuckers any money, you support a game company that's done everything. I mean, that game's pretty fun. I play a lot of it.
That's a good idea, Alex. That's a good idea.
Life finds a way.
And then if I can continue to shit on Blizzard a little bit, Diablo Immortal made $525 million in its first year. The shitty mobile game made that in its first year. So it's probably made more money in 2 years.
Diablo Immortal makes $2 million a day from microtransactions.
Yeah. So
I'm kind of having a hard time believing it, but we'll see. I mean, that would be what, $700 million a year?
It was 525 is what they made their first year, but it did ramp up to. So they're probably over $1 billion now, which means the mobile game is doing better than the baseline game. And I mean, that's exactly what we've been saying about them for a long time. Blizzard cares about that. King is the best division in the Activision. They make the dirtiest money for the least amount of development cost.
And I think they know that we know that the only reason why they have to do these big AAA games is to keep those properties popular and in the people's minds. Because if they say, okay, no more mainline games that cost us a ridiculous amount of money to make, we're just going to make the pachinko machines into mobile games and the Diablo Mobile 5.
Business-wise, it's a great idea.
I think business-wise is a great idea.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think the fucking thing will fall apart eventually if they're not continuing to, what you say, cultivate the licenses with actual releases. But who knows? I could be wrong. Maybe our children are fucking stupid and they don't give a shit, and they're like, these are games.
It's normal.
These are the only games I've played. They're the only games I know.
I mean, it's part of the gamer experience for young people is to pay this extra money. So Brood War Mobile will make $4 million a day. Monopoly Go made $2 billion. Like, these games, I mean, this is the way the industry is going. And so when you don't support companies that aren't doing this kind of thing, that are just making great standalone non-live service games, it's the future. We have voted on the future, and my side lost. Because I didn't want
big
this.
time.
Our side is losing, but we are holding the line, and we are supporting the games we want to support. Check out 0 Hour upcoming. I'm gonna put a video out on it. Some really cool indie devs that got in touch with us. We just did a video on it. It's fucking awesome.
We had a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun. You deserve to know about it and play it, rather than this AAA, this Blizzard sleet, that what they've become, always online only, no offline stuff, and just learning all the wrong lessons. And after Immortals, we all kind of suspected that it would make them a ton of money, and it made them a ton of money, and it just sucks.
It's sad.
So, frankly, it's kind of the gamer's fault.
It does make me a little happy that Monopoly made more money than Diablo.
Yes.
But it also makes me incredibly sad that fucking Monopoly, which is not a good
but
board
see,
game,
Monopoly will bring
made $2 billion.
Yeah. But Monopoly brings in the soccer moms and the grandmas and the uncles and the grandpas who see a picture of Diablo himself and are like, I'm not clicking on that. But they see the Monopoly guy, do not let go, do not collect 200. And they're like, oh, I remember that game. And they click on that, and then they
and spend all this money.
And spend all the money. Yep.
What?
Can't blame that one. But this one we can blame on gamers who downloaded and installed Diablo Immortal. Oof. And who spent money.
Because remember, you can play it for free. You do not have to spend $2 million a day. And they do, because they want those gems, because it's pay to win.
Yep.
Yeah.
Friend of ours, Berto, came over while we were watching the Cowboys get their asses spanked, and he was talking about how he was playing a new game.
Star Trek
Fleet Command, and I was like, don't do that. Don't do that. And then he was like telling me about how bad it gets with whales. Like some guys like $100,000.
Yeah.
And he lives in a trailer park, but all of his money goes to that. And because they have these communities and forums where they talk to each other and they realize how much they've spent and stuff.
It's like going to Gamblers Anonymous. I mean, you're like, you did what? You leveraged your future, your children's future. You took out credit cards and your kids' names. Yeah.
I was in a hot streak, Alex.
And it was a genius move, because you're like, Star Trek, the fans of Star Trek are probably affluent people, doctors, lawyers, things like that.
Not New Trek people. New Trek fans are dumb as shit.
Well, this isn't New Trek. This is old Trek.
Are you kidding? That shit's awful. You watch some of it.
Yeah, some of it is good. Strange New Worlds is good. I'll push back against you. You're talking out of your ass.
Picard is not.
For Strange New Worlds. Picard, you're right.
New Trek's this big, and Strange New Worlds is this big.
Yeah.
So.
And, that was real bad. And but, yeah, you're right. So it's just wild how much people can get themselves into a hole. And I bet you go back and talk to those people who spent hundreds of the thousands. more than 5,000, I bet you they regret it.
It's life-changing money.
Yeah, that's life-changing money. And I was about to say hundreds, and I'm like, yeah, even them. Even if you spend hundreds on the mobile game, I wish I'd have that back.
It's an addiction, and they know it's an addiction,
Yeah.
which is why they hire the gambling addiction people, and they do the big. We've covered it on past shows where they literally hire people. They're like, "This is how you get people addicted." And it's like, oh, that's evil. That's actually fucking evil.
And I don't understand because you're competing against other whales, and trust me, somebody's always going to have more money than you.
Not if they
And
keep
it's like,
playing.
we're running against they're running against Saudi princes and stuff who do it just in their free time, just because it's a status thing, and you're never going to beat them. China, yeah. Well, that's yeah. So parts of the game industry are learning all the wrong lessons, though. But hopefully Diablo 4 gets better, because I mean, somewhere deep down inside, I'm a Diablo fan, but I kind of gave up. Let Alex play that shit.
No,
But you got
not Diablo 4.
I think Diablo 4 depressed you and made you be like, this is it.
Yeah, they're not the same company. It's not the same devs. It's not the same anything. So it's like, well, I'll just play. I love the style of game, so I will play
Path of Exile.
I'll play Path of Exile too.
All right.
Everything you love is just
Kind
terrible,
of.
man.
You just find new things to love, though. Like
Yes.
if you have your eyes open.
You had your Diablo,
Like
that's pretty much
Concord?
gone. Then your Magic, you don't even go to Magic
Oh,
anymore.
I'm
Magic.
completely done with Magic the Gathering.
It's
man.
sad.
Yeah, Wizards of the Coast sucks. Yeah, all of them. So, but you find new things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A grill. We need to buy a dehydrator and make some jerky.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you get low,
Yeah.
low temp ones. I don't like the ones that like cooking their jerky. What are you doing? That's not you. That's not how you make jerky.
Cooking jerky.
Well, they do. They're like, I can put it in my oven. It's like then you're cooking the meat, and it's
Well,
not the
then
same thing. It's not
cooked
actual,
meat.
It's not jerky. Yeah.
Dehydrated
Or make some
jerky.
biltong. I love biltong.
All right, guys. Well, thank y'all very much for watching.
Yes.
Thank you to our sponsors. Click that link below. Get yourself organized as well, just like us. Save yourself some money. That's what we're all here about. And we'll see you in part 2. This is just part 1. And thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.